so much for tuning in to another episode of Conversations with Chan. So today I have with me Coco and Breezy, and we're going to talk about their new launch and their new partnership and what they have coming up. So welcome, ladies. How are y'all today?
We're doing well. How are you?
How are you?
So please do me a favor and tell me what gave you your start and what y'all have going on.
Sure. So when we first started Coco and Breezy, we started very DIY. We grew up in Minnesota, and growing up in Minnesota was a place where, you know, there wasn't a lot of diversity, and with us being very creative, a lot of people were very we were very misunderstood, and so that caused us to get bullied. And that's actually what inspired us in our love for eyewear. And so, yeah. And so we quit our job, sold our car, moved to New York with less than $1,000, and we started Coco and Breezy Eyewear. And
Yo, I'm sorry. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, we started Coco and Breezy Eyewear, and that was all the way in 2009. And as years have, you know, gone past, we continue to just grow the company. Now our product is sold in almost 450 stores in North America. We're also sold online. And our newest partnership that we have done was our kids collection.
It is.
It's our kids collection called Planet CB for Zenny.
I'm in awe that you all took the leap to just pack up and leave and go somewhere. Now, I'm gonna say this. I am many years old, and I still have to.
So stop.
I'm not brave enough to do that as of yet. So, I'm in awe of y'all. Like, that is amazing. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit, but that's amazing. So tell us about this collection that you have with Zenny.
So our collection with Zenny, first of all, this collaboration was a dream come true because one, we love kids. We're also on a kids TV show called Wonderama. And even like before we became entrepreneurs, we used to work at a retail store called Justice, and it was for kids. And so we always were tied into the kids market, and we always wanted to be an inspiration for kids because we were those young kids that were stylish.
Especially young Black girls.
Yeah, but we were those kids that were stylish and like, you know, our parents couldn't fully afford the expensive items, but what they could do is like, my mom had style. So even if we went to Walmart and got outfits, like she had us looking fly, you know? And so with this collection with Zenny, it's called Planet CB. And the collection is beautiful. All the glasses are under $30. The designs are just gorgeous. And we thoughtfully named every frame. So every frame has an affirmation, and which is cool because we want every kid to feel inspired when they're wearing our glasses. So you have some frames called I am fearless. You have I am strong. And so when the kids are putting their frames on, they can have a conversation with their parents. And one thing that I'm super excited about is that we partnered up with Child Mind Institute. And Child Mind Institute, a portion of the proceeds from Planet CB, it supports Child Mind Institute's efforts to provide Black communities more mental health access. And so that right there is the part that makes me excited about this collaboration because when you buy a frame, you're helping give back to the community.
That is that ties in the community aspect because for me, that's a major. Because community is everything in the grand scheme of things. Because without the community, there's nothing that's going to happen. Totally. So I love the fact that you have affirmations on the frame. So when the children, they say, I want these frames, they have to say the affirmation and with the name. So for me, it's like speaking life into everything. I know when because I have 3 children and my daughter she's herself, and I love the fact that you all have the collection. Like, she's 16, about to be 17 in May, so she has this whole view on her style, her personal style. It's her no glitter, no, she's not a girly girl, but she has a signature look. And I love the fact that, you know, I saw the frames, and I normally, before I talk to or interview anyone, I don't do research. But I saw the frames, and I know that even though it's kids, she still would like, you know, even though she's 16,
Right.
but still like them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's the thing. I really want people to understand. It's not just for kids under a certain age, because these frames, they do transcend all age groups, youth groups. So
Yep.
that is amazing to me. And then the tying in with the community, like, that makes me smile, because it's like that gives some sense of connection, and I really appreciate that. So what would you say was the greatest feeling or the greatest accomplishment that you had with this line that you created?
I think my greatest accomplishment is even going through the pandemic and having to shoot the collection all virtually,
The campaign.
And so we've been in talks with Zenny for about a year,
Mhm.
and it was time for us to plan our marketing initiative and shoot and do photography for the campaign. We had to rethink and re-strategize how we were going to do everything. We were in New York when it was on lockdown. Like, they even advised us to not go to the store. We were on lockdown, and we had to shoot our campaign virtually. And I'm proud of how beautiful everything came out, because we did the casting virtually. You know,
The stylist sent
the
clothes virtually.
Oh, girl.
Did everything virtually, and this campaign couldn't be more beautiful. The team that we worked with was pretty much all of our friends and family, so we kept it really tight knit. And yeah, I'm really proud of how everything came out.
That's amazing, because you used something that would have been a setback. You used it as a way to be more creative. And I think a lot of people forget that even in the midst of the pandemic, that there are ways that we've been, because I have gotten really creative with my clients as well, with we're pitching them and having them to be on live TV, between the virtual and then pivoting their story so that they could, go on TV and talk about what they're doing, even though we're in the midst of a pandemic. But that is amazing on how you all did the whole campaign virtually, because a lot of stylists, they want to be in person, they want to see how it flows, they want to see, but that was a good transition.
Yeah, totally.
So
it was a challenge, but it was good.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No problem.
What would be words of advice that you would give to someone, adult, anyone who's thinking about launching something creative and they're stalling?
You want to say something?
Yeah, I would say that the advice that I would give first is understand that, like, and I actually had this deep conversation yesterday on Clubhouse, and it was about creativity. Understand where your creativity is coming from, and to a point where, like, don't be too hard on yourself when you're in your creative space, because there's a creative space and then there's like the business side of it. But when you're in that super creative space, don't be too hard on if the idea is good or not, because you just want to keep creating freely until you have that one good big idea.
And see, I must say that is a great piece of advice, and we're gonna segue into Clubhouse, because I just wrote a piece. There was a Lion King, the virtual, like the whole production that was on Clubhouse on the 26th. That was amazing, and so a lot of people are talking about Clubhouse and how they're utilizing it. What do you feel has been the greatest positive thing that's come out of Clubhouse being launched?
So I was one of the first early beta testers. I was on Clubhouse when there were only like maybe a couple thousand people. I've been on since May. So I got to experience Clubhouse before Clubhouse is what Clubhouse is. So I can say that my experience is actually really special, because since there were only about, there were probably only about 10 of us in a room at a time, maybe 20 for months. Like, I spent hours on Clubhouse and it was only like 10, but it was all powerful people. And so the most powerful thing that we got out of Clubhouse is that we actually met, because I met a lot of people that are my friends that I've never met in person yet. So we met a really good friend that we call him our bro, never met him in person. We just got this amazing connection. And then he introduced us to this investor. And then we ended up, applying to be part of this business accelerator that Andreessen Horowitz has called the Talent and Opportunity Fund. And we ended up being one out of 7 companies that are part of this program, and over 1,500 companies applied to be part of it. So that's one positive thing that we got out of it. It's meeting amazing, beautiful people that like friendships, new business ships, everything.
See, and this is why I was, I was teetering on. I tell people be intentional when you're on Clubhouse, because audio or speaking is a very powerful connection.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't speak about the negative or the downside of things. I always want to ask, what are the positive aspects of things? Because when you speak life, it gives more life. And so that's what I'm thinking with Clubhouse. When you're on it, that audible, those things are going into someone's psyche. So be mindful of the words that you're speaking, because you're able to manifest and speak everything that you like. You all have an investor. You all were a part of something that was greater. So I do feel like when used for good, I think it's going to continue to be a great space. Because I did have to ask about it, because I'm on it on and off, because I'm from the 99 and the 2000s, so it gave me chat room tea. So, when you're in different chat rooms, AOL. I mean, this was a long time ago. I mean, now I'm getting on my age.
No, but we were part of the age group of chat rooms too. So I remember those.
Ooh, you call it all night.
Look, we're 30. Don't think we're younger. If people think we're younger, okay?
Okay, because I'm 38. So I'm 38. So that goes to show you we are ageless. Okay. But yes, I love the fact that, and that's something that's very positive, that I'm glad that you all have a positive experience with Clubhouse. And I love hearing those kinds of stories. The other ones I don't even pay attention to, but that makes me comfortable and happy that there's a space that I'm going to utilize more.
Totally.
Because, I'm very leery of what I imbibe and what I put into my space, because it is major. So what else do y'all have coming up?
We also produce music as well. So around the same time that we launched Planet CD with Zenny, we also put out our first single, and we put out a second single about a month ago. And we're working on new music as well. So we're really excited about that.
I love the fact that you all are female producers. Like, that makes me happy, because of the fact that my musical past and production and all of that. That is such a beautiful thing, because it's like in music you can say so much.
Yeah.
So I definitely am going to have to put the links to your music in the bio of this video and this podcast episode. But I'm doing both video and audio for this, but I'm under the weather, but I feel like this was a great thing for me for today. For me,
thank you for taking your time.
Like, I'm smiling. I'm smiling because normally I'm a little bit more animated, but I caught a cold. No, nothing serious. It's just a regular.
We know. You know how we things explain nowadays. We get it. It's the winter time.
You gotta tell people. No, it's not that. Yeah. So, because it's very, very important. Like when I stress, that's when my immune system goes down. And that's how you could not go anywhere. You will get sick. And one of those things. Like, don't stress. But yeah, I'm excited because it's like, this is so how, wow, now y'all are doing amazing things. And so tell everyone where they can find you and how they can connect.
Yeah, so all of our social media tags, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, it's Coco and Breezy. But if you want to get our Planet CD times Zenny collection for kids, and again, with this collection, it's all under $30. Kids are in front of their screens right now. So even if they don't wear prescription, they can wear the blue light blockers. And that link is zenny.com/planetcb.
I love that. Listen, as a parent, I'm here for the blockers, because my youngest son, he's 14, and he's always like, they don't have class until after the new year, so I have time to order the frames and get them in for him to, because my older two, my 18-year-old, my 14-year-old, my 18 and 16-year-old, they don't look at the screen. And I'm not arguing. The grades are great. I'm not I'm not arguing on how they're getting it done. They're getting it done. So, but I love the fact that you all have that option for parents. I'm definitely going to share that with the parent groups that I'm in, because that is very key, because that's one of the things that has been popping up was their vision, and they're on the screen for this amount of hours. There's something for that. So I love the fact that you all have, see, y'all thought of everything.
Yes.
So I am loving that, and I thank you so much. Thank you both for speaking to me today. I see nothing but greatness. Like, y'all have a great energy about you, and I'm so happy. And on the flip side, I'll definitely reach out to do another recording later on next year, which is actually next week. Isn't that crazy?
Yes, it is.
So most definitely I will be reconnecting so that we can chat again and catch up on things and let me know about your new music and stuff like that. So I thank you so much for speaking to